Good morning, everybody. Time now is 8:31 on January 1st, 2025. Hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve and are waking up to a wonderful New Year as well, as we're taking a live look at our Appleton Skycam, where some folks waking up to a dusting of snow on this new year, as we will check in with Steve in a moment there with more on that snowfall that took place today, that wintry mix throughout parts of the area. We do want to start, though, with some breaking news that we've been following all morning long out of New Orleans. Tragedy this morning out of New Orleans, as we're going to take a live look here. This is on Bourbon Street. You can see a large police presence there on Bourbon Street. At least 10 people are dead, 35 more injured after a pickup truck drove through a crowd early this morning. This happened at about 3:15 a.m. this morning. Local officials addressed the media and shared an update around the 6:30 half hour this morning. We're told that, again, 10 people dead, at least 35 injured. Those numbers could fluctuate. We're expecting another update at 11 o'clock this morning. They say that this was an intentional act. They say a man in a pickup truck drove around barriers and then sped up through the crowd of people that person drove through, eventually crashing, and then law enforcement. They say that the man shot at law enforcement. He shot 2 police officers who are in stable condition right now, and then that man was killed by law enforcement. So tragic news out of New Orleans to start this new year. We're taking a live look here at the scene here on Bourbon Street. Again, this is in New Orleans, and we're also seeing some pictures courtesy of our partner station in New Orleans, WBAY. As you can see here, this is that pickup truck in question. You can see it crashed into a crane-like lift system there, as crews continuing to investigate what happened there. But again, told by law enforcement officials, they tell ABC News that person shot 2 police officers. Those officers are doing okay right now. The man was shot and killed. There was a manhunt that was going on, they thought, for a little while when this first was reported, but they said that manhunt is no longer taking place, that suspect has been killed. As you continue to take a look at some of the photos from WVUE, again, our partner station in New Orleans right now, at that scene taking place. Just a tragic start to this new year. Again, at least 10 people have been killed, at least 35 others injured after a truck intentionally drove through a crowd on Bourbon Street. Of course, there's a college playoff game there later tonight. The police chief there in New Orleans did say that they are planning to have that stadium open again, but that is a fluctuating situation right now. We'll continue to first alert you to any new information that we learn on that, whether that game will be taking place. But again, right now, all the thoughts with those 10 people who were killed, 35 others injured. And again, this is going to be a huge story that we will continue to follow throughout the day, throughout the beginning of this new year, as we continue to figure out exactly what it is that happened. We're told in that press conference, we learned that the FBI is taking over that investigation. The FBI did not call it an act of terrorism. The local officials in New Orleans did call it an act of terrorism, but that will all be deciphered as they continue to learn more about that man and what those intentions were in New Orleans. So we're going to bring it back here closer to home now in Northeast Wisconsin, taking another look at some of the sky cams that we have in our area. This is a live look at Green Bay right now. You can see just a blanket of snow to start the new year, as we are seeing that really across Northeast Wisconsin right now. Here's a look at Sturgeon Bay. You can see the snow kind of covering the docks out there, and then we're taking a live look at Shawano as well, and you can see all the tire tracks there in the roadways. So make sure, if you're out and about, that you are maybe giving yourself a little extra time driving through those residential areas, especially because a lot of folks may be heading home after an extended holiday break, and you want to make sure you're getting to where you need to go safely. But I know some folks are going to be excited to see a little bit of snowfall after we had all that snowfall that came in, and then the warm weather and the fog just kind of eliminated it, and now we got this wintry mix back, and we're going to bring in Chief Meteorologist Steve Bailon this morning. Happy New Year to you, Steve. Great to see you. And yeah, just a nice little wintry mix. That's the best way of describing this, right? I'm going to turn you up so I can hear you here. Best way of describing it that we saw this morning, correct?
Yeah, we're waking up with a little candy coating of snow across northeast Wisconsin, a scenic start to 2025. And while we did have some snowflakes in the forecast, I'll be straight up and honest with you, we got more snow late last night, early this morning than what we were previously expecting. We were thinking a dusting, maybe half an inch. Well, some folks are waking up with more than that. All right, let's go to First Alert Viper Max, and Emerson's piloting the camera shot, so thank you very much, good sir. There's the snow. It's light across the area, but most steady from Marinette south towards the Green Bay area. That's where you see that blue shading on Viper Max, and also in areas of Manitowoc County, eastern Fond du Lac County into Sheboygan County. You can see some of those blue blobs kind of embedded in that swath of some very light snow. The snow seems to be lightening up in intensity from about Oshkosh, Omro, and west into central Wisconsin. So I do suspect that these snow showers, which could be mixed with a little pinch of some icy mist, is probably going to be wrapping up between now and the end of the morning. So looking at some snowfall totals, we got a report on Facebook of 2 inches of snow on the ground in the Omro area, 1.3 in St. Nazianz. Jerry Burke, our buddy in Oshkosh, an inch of snow, and an inch of snow in Chilton. So a lot of those 1 to 2 inch snowfall totals right through the Fox Valley and down into Calumet County, into portions of Manitowoc and Sheboygan counties, with less to the north and to the east. All right, so for the rest of the morning, our severe weather outlook is in the low category. You may have to deal with some slick spots if you're heading out this morning. Be careful on untreated roads, especially the side and secondary roads, and sidewalks, driveways, parking lots. Had the potential to be slippery, not just because of the snow, but overnight we did have a little bit of some freezing mist and freezing drizzle. Temperatures right now in the upper half of the 20s to about 30 in Marinette and in Escanaba. We are 28 degrees in Manitowoc, while it is 26 degrees in Fond du Lac. Now we've got a west wind blowing in right now, close to 10 miles an hour, and that's brought our wind chills back down into the teens in most locations. For example, Green Bay's wind chill is 19. That matches the feel-like temperature in Appleton and in Manitowoc. And I suspect those temperatures will either hold steady or slowly fall between now and mid-afternoon, turning colder, blustery west to northwest winds, a daytime high of 30, but I think the rest of the day will be in the 20s here in the Green Bay area. A few flakes could still fly up to about 10 or 11 o'clock, but otherwise we'll have a mostly cloudy afternoon. Now, once this snow is gone, we'll have to focus in on our next weather maker, and that's going to be some much colder air heading towards northeast Wisconsin. We have first alerted you about this over the past few days, and it's getting closer. It's going to last all the way through the weekend and honestly beyond. And at times, we'll have to deal with some harsh wind chills. So there's our temperature trend over the next 7 days. The wind chills that I would say are going to be harsh, or in other words, sub-zero wind chills, early Friday morning, early Saturday morning, and perhaps again early Sunday morning. And that's where our high temperatures during the afternoons will be close to 20 degrees. So this is First Alert Pinpoint Predictors feel-like temperatures, the wind chills. And you can see heading into Friday morning, they're going to be diving down to the single digits below zero, with even colder wind chills early Saturday morning, mainly 5 to 15 degrees below zero. You see, we're heading into a very chilly weather pattern where the air is forced out of western and central Canada down into the Great Lakes. But it's not just a cold weather pattern, it's also a relatively dry weather pattern. You see, once these snow showers that we have right now get on out of here, the main storm track is going to be passing by to the south. In fact, as we go into the weekend, a winter storm is probably going to pound areas from Kansas City east over towards Cincinnati. In that stripe of purple there across the mid-Mississippi Valley, some folks could see up to a foot of snow, plus a little bit of some ice accumulation. But for us, close to home, the forecast looks mainly dry, which is not too exciting for snow enthusiasts who want the cold and they want the snow to get out and do some skiing, some snowmobiling, ice fishing. Trust me, I get it. So here's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. 30 today, snow showers, a little bit of icy mist, and then a dry forecast with some more sunshine as we wrap up the week. 26 for your high tomorrow. Highs on either side of 20 as we go into the weekend. Again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, our wind chills to start off the day will be in negative territory. And here's a nugget of knowledge in your Super 7-day forecast. Packers versus the Bears. Sunday at noon, kickoff at Lambeau Field. Mostly sunny skies, about 18 degrees, wind chill around 9. So if you're going to that Packer game, or you know what, if you're doing anything across northeast Wisconsin, you want to dress warmly, don't forget those hand warmers. And I think Emerson will attest to this. One thing that you should not forget when it gets this cold is a little bit of some lip balm or some chapstick. In fact, because I'm like you, Emerson. Sometimes I chomp down on my lips when it's cold and dry. The skin gets very brittle. So what you want to do is you want to put a thin layer and then kind of purse your lips.
Steve is poking fun for 2025, and I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit here.
Whoa, wait, what are you talking about?
I received an email this morning from a viewer who said I should lay off the lipstick, and my lips tend to get chapped at times. So they maybe were looking a little red. I do not wear lipstick. Nope. I threw on some chapstick, and
I can tell your lips look a little shiny right now because you are trying to take care of yourself.
Keep them moisturized. That's what you got to do. So
right.
Yes, Steve. Thank you so much for that important reminder for everyone out there.
That was a helpful PSA for everybody, including viewers who like to be keyboard warriors. Tell that Emerson Lehman not to wear lipstick on. No, he's just you know what? Whether you're on television or you're not, guess what? A lot of people put on lip balm, and that's just life. And get over it.
All right, Steve. Well, we appreciate that. We'll let you go get ready for Action 2 News mid-morning. You got the noon as well today?
Yes, I'll be there.
I'll see you at noon then. We'll have some more fun at noon. But thanks so much. We'll let you go track everything taking place. We'll give folks another look at Appleton on this New Year's Day morning. Happy 2025, everybody. Hope you are starting the year off on the right foot, maybe the left foot, whichever foot you want to start it on. Start it off the right way, and make sure to tune into Action 2 News throughout the year 2025. Thanks so much.